Calling camera 1.
Quick slant out. And another incomplete pass intended there to number 2, Jake Kenner.
Yeah. If you're the Eagles, you have to get up on this defensive play and force the quarterback to make an error.
Excellent. You got the ball in. Nicely done. 3-3. Go to 3.
By Bell. Bell breaks 2 tackles.
It's all you 3.
Bell's
Nicely
out.
done.
Oh,
he should have
stayed
Stay there.
Flag.
Keep following them back 3.
We're the Fairmont Cheerleaders, and this is the MVCC Game of the Week.
Here with Firebirds head coach Dave Miller. Coach, you guys come in with a perfect record. How have you seen your guys get better and better each week in practice?
Well, we were kind of up and down this week in practice, to be honest. We had a good night last night, but we've been kind of inconsistent, so that's concerning. We played good football the last 2 weeks, obviously at the end of the game last week especially, but we got to get better. I mean, you hit the nail on the head, and to appreciate that, we'll see. I wish I felt better about this week, but we finished the way we're supposed to, so we'll see.
And what has to happen tonight on either face of the ball for you guys to come out with another win tonight?
We got to keep doing the same thing we've been doing. They've got a scary offense because they're very well coached. They've got a quarterback with a live arm that can really hurt you in multiple ways. We got to keep them off the field, so our offense has to grind out drives, and defense has to not give up big plays. We gave up a couple last week, and outside of that, played pretty good defense, but that became a much closer game than it had to be, really.
Right. Thank you. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, we're here with the Fairmont Firebirds leader of the loud crowd, Adam Shepard. Adam, it's Western theme night, but are you guys going to be louder than the Panthers tonight?
Man, we're gonna go out. They're looking a little bigger now. I mean, it's a home game for them. They're 30 minutes away. But, I mean, our record doesn't lie. They lost to Upper Arlington, that's in, Columbus or something. But we're going to go out, and we're just going to be louder than them. I mean, we only got, 20 people right now. But, I mean, once we get everybody here, we're gonna go at it.
Can you prove that these 20 will be louder than me right now?
Right now?
Yeah, can you prove that they'll be louder than them?
FHS! 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 FHS!
All right, you guys watch the rest of the game and find out if the Fairmont loud crowd will be louder than the home Springboro Panthers. All right, here with Springboro Panthers head coach Ryan Wilhite. Coach, coming in off an impressive win over Beaver Creek last week, how did you see that translate over into practice this week?
Well, I think offensively, we didn't finish drives the week before against Upper Arlington. We had a lot of first downs, a lot of yards, no finished drives. So I think offensively, it was good to see us go out and get some confidence. And then I think we practiced like a more confident football team this week.
Good. Now, Fairmont's coming in with an undefeated record, and that offensive line is huge. How do you guys plan to attack that tonight?
Yeah, well, there's no question. I mean, they're push up front is where they're at. It'll be a street fight down there in the box. But I think, two things. One, you've got to get off the ball and match their intensity. And then two, you got to be assignment sound, because the minute you commit to the fullback, quarterback's going to pull it or pitch it on the edge. So we got to be physical and play assignment football.
And finally, what has to happen on either side of the ball for you guys to come away with a win tonight?
Well, I think we got to be efficient offensively. I think if we go out there and we don't finish drives, you only get so many of them against those guys. And then we got to capitalize on maybe any mistakes they would make and make that hurt. But at the end of the day, protect the football.
Right,
you only see it so many times.
Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thanks.
Yep. All right, hello and welcome to Careflight Field at Watkins Stadium in Springboro, Ohio for tonight's MVCC Game of the Week, week number 5, presented by Kettering Health. It's the 4-0 Fairmont Firebirds as they take on the 2-1 Springboro Panthers in a G-Walk showdown. Jared Bergstrom alongside Andy Horton for the call tonight. Andy, why don't you go ahead and introduce us to the Firebirds head coach and give us their keys to stay undefeated on the season.
Well, Jared, the Firebirds are coached by Dave Miller, and this is his 6th season with the Firebirds. In his first 5 seasons here, he's taken them to the playoffs twice, and they stopped a 29-year losing streak to Centerville. So he's done great things for this program already. And so the offensive keys to the game, Jared, the Blue Hogs are going to have to eat. And if you don't know who they are, don't be surprised, because we didn't know who they were when we got here today. The Blue Hogs are what the Firebirds call their offensive line unit, and these guys have been outstanding this season, Jared. Helping the Firebirds to nearly 300 rushing yards per game. And like I said, they're leading the entire G-Walk in rushing stats. Just amazing. And then that leads us to the other key, which is Drew Baker. Drew Baker is their outstanding junior running back who has nearly 800 yards this season, 767 to be exact, through 4 games. He has 8 touchdowns, averaging 192 per game. He is just a menace, and he's going to be tough to stop tonight. On defense, it's the battle of the trenches, which is so important for the Firebirds. They have 5 sacks this season, and they've been in the backfield all season long. They're going to have to continue to force turnovers, as Springboro has 9 turnovers in the last 3 games, and the Firebirds have 4 this season. So they're going to have to keep turning over the Panthers. Jared, what are the Panthers going to have to do to be successful tonight?
Well, first, let's introduce him to the longest tenured head coach in G-Walk. It is Ryan Wilhite, entering his 16th season at the helm for the Panthers. But quick keys to get to the game real quick. Offensively, it's going to be the offensive line. Feldman is being rushed out of the pocket too quickly this season. Negative 26 rushing yards on the year and sacked 7 times. The other one, running back Evan Russo. Nearly 100 rushing yards a game. He can catch the ball out of the backfield as well, so he's a dual threat that the Panthers are going to have to utilize tonight to see if they want to try and unmatch this Firebirds defense. Defensively, I mean, you just talked about Drew Baker. They're going to have to try to stop the bulldozer. I mean, Baker, you said, nearly 760-some yards rushing on the year and all that, 8 touchdowns and all that. Baker's going to be one hard to fight and try to get down tonight. And finally, they're going to have to win the battle on 1st and 2nd down. You're going to have to get these Firebirds off the field, and one way to do that offensively is to keep them in distance to go. We're going to turn it over to the band for the national anthem, and then we'll be back for your Week 5 Game of the Week presented by Kettering Health. All right, welcome back after the national anthem performed by the Springboro Marching Panthers. They're going to clear off the field, and we are going to get ready for what looks to be a good game between 2 teams that have a winning record, and these 2 really have battled back and forth each of the last handful of years we've covered it. This matchup, including 2 years ago, Fairmont had a walk-off, I guess you can call it a walk-off 75-yard touchdown catch and run by Ryan Hall. So it'll be interesting to see how the Firebirds will come out tonight. We know, Andy, you talk about their passing attack and all that. That's a surprise and all that, so we don't have to mention that again. They're 7 for 8, actually their first incompletion last week against the Northmont Thunderbolts in a 14-point fourth quarter comeback. We talked to Miller before the game. He said that was probably one of the hardest games he's coached since he's been at the Firebirds. And Northmont is no easy test, and they definitely come on the road last week at Roush and really gave the Firebirds a run for their money. But Miller said that bend, don't break mentality is what kept the Firebirds in that game in the fourth quarter. And let's see if it'll continue over to this, as Springboro won the toss, and a rarity that you see anymore in high school football is they are going to take the ball first. So the junior kicker, Will Holt, will be on to kick off for the Firebirds.
Yeah, Jared. Will Holt, like we know, a great kicker, a 5-star prospect, has plenty of schools looking his way.
You see Fairmont's patented, I guess, fake hike. And we'll apologize now if we are atop the Firebirds section of the seating chart as Holt boots that into the end zone, so the Panthers will start at the 20. If it gets too loud, it's because Fairmont packed their visitor side of the stands.
Yeah, Jared, and it happened really late. We were down on the field just 25 minutes before game, and both sides of the stadium were almost empty, but this place filled up very quickly.
Hopefully they were just doing some pregame tailgating in the parking lot. So it'll be number 5, Sam Feldman, out onto the field first for the Panthers. And this Fairmont defense last week giving up 21 points. That's the most all year, as a pass for Feldman is out and caught in the middle of the field. We're going to fight the sun with you guys as well.
That was number 88, Luke Zier, their big tight end. That's his 8th catch on the season, and that was a nice play to start off the game for the Panthers.
First down completion over the middle of the field. Feldman back to pass, going to throw it quickly to the outside. It is hauled in, but tackled immediately by 2 Firebirds. One looked like number 6, Zach Hutchison.
There's number 2, Mason
and number 2,
Leach.
Mason Leach. Gain of 6 on that play. See there in the Kettering Health replay. Oh, actually, sorry, it was number
It'll be 2nd and 4 for the
32,
Panthers.
Dawson Cahill with the tackle.
With the pitch to Rizzo.
Rizzo has a first down run into Firebird territory.
And the Panthers are off and running quickly here, Jared.
Definitely a different approach than what we saw 2 weeks ago against the Upper Arlington Golden Bears. But, I mean, Upper Arlington undefeated and highly touted in the state of Ohio for making a deep run in the playoffs this year for Division I.
Yeah, and they've just been dominating most teams they've played all season long, Jared. So
Feldman back to pass quickly to the outside. It's hauled in at the 40 and tackled at about the 39, so only about a gain of 1 after the catch.
There's
but
Mason Leach once again. Kind of bobbled that one on the catch. Was able to hang on to it.
Also, they're going to say Grayson Holbrook was in there as well. And there is the first of probably numerous tonight by number 45 for the Firebirds, Will Perry's. As he's another tackle for loss. That backs him up about 2. So it's going to be 3rd and about 6 here for the Panthers. And this will probably be 4-down territory. I saw the Panthers working on their their field goal kicking this before pregame. I mean, us and them were the only ones in the stadium. And they're not hitting the long one as Feldman drops back. It is sacked in the backfield for a big loss. Let's see, that looks like number 44, Dalton Gusweiler.
And that is his 2nd sack on the season, Jared, and at a great time for the Firebirds. That's going to force a 4th down.
Actually, fun fact, Dalton Gusweiler caught the game-winning touchdown against Alter.
So he's had quite a productive season already.
And only a junior, so we'll definitely see him back on the field next year for the Firebirds. Punt here for the Panthers. Bounces at about the 10, and I think it might have bounced off a Panther at the 10.
I believe so, Jared.
Well, the refs are going to down it into 3, and I thought that it bounced off of a Panther at about the 10.
I thought I saw the same thing. Maybe the sun got in the ref's eyes. Or maybe the sun is in our eyes.
Well, it'll be a long drive for the Firebirds here, so you know that's going to mean a lot of times coming off this clock on their first drive. 9:14 left here in the first quarter. Fairmont's first offensive touch of the game. So we'll see. I'm almost going to predict about a 7-minute drive here.
That would not surprise at all, Jared. And they're backed up in their own end zone right now.
Malik Hillen under center for the Firebirds, number 4. Man goes in motion, and he hands it off to Baker. Baker powers through and gets across the 5 out to about the 7. And just like that, Fairmont out of the shadows of the goalpost, but still deep in their own territory.
Ball on the 8. That's a good first run for Baker. He averages about 5.5 rush on the season.
And just hit his average right there, a 5-yard gain. Now, see, that's something we talked about. Springboro defensively, they're going to have to win these battles on 1st and 2nd down to try to pin the Firebirds deep. You see the play clock is down to 5, but Fairmont is known to hike it as the 1 is coming off. As Hillen hands it off to Baker again, maybe gets to the 9, so gain of 1.
It should bring up a 3rd and 4.
I believe tackle was there was by number 37, Jason Spangler for the Panthers. 3rd and 4 here for the Firebirds.
This is a big play here early, Jared.
You can feel the Fairmont fans shake the whole bleacher side over here on the visitor side. So if you see the cameras moving, that's the reason why this Fairmont team travels well. As Baker gets another carry up the middle, and that one will be enough for a 1st down.
And what a good run by Baker. He's going to get it up to around the 14.
That's a big run out to the, well, they're going to put it back to the 13, but
still
a
just
gain of
enough for the
about
first down.
6 on that one. Firebird 1st down and out to the 13, and you see 7.5 minutes left now here in the 1st quarter. Fairmont's only had it for 3 plays and have almost taken 2.5 minutes off the clock. Hillen gonna hand it off to Baker again. That time goes to the left.
Looks like maybe a pickup of about 2.
Baker comes into the game leading G-Walk in rushing yards, as if there was a doubt about that. I don't know if I've seen a team run it as much as Fairmont. I mean, Baker's coming in averaging almost 40 carries a game.
Yeah, Jared, it is absolutely absurd. Coming into this game, 138 carries. That is just impressive.
2nd and 9 here from the 15.
So-So
Hillen's
Poe in the
going
game.
to pitch it out to So-So Poe. Poe has the edge, and he will be close to a 1st down on the far sideline. There's no marker over there, so we'll see. Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and about 3 here. Tackle on the play by number 1, Nathan Coy for the Panthers.
And, you know, So-So Poe has been very effective so far this season, Jared, averaging around 11 yards a rush. That might be his least productive rush of the season, still picking up about 4 or 5 yards.
3rd and about 6 here. 3rd about 5, what the scoreboard says. Hillen pitches it out to Poe to the right side, and he slips.
Loses his balance.
Loses about
stopped.
2 yards on the play.
Pitch out goes to Poe again, and again he's met by Nathan Coy.
Coy with another tackle there for the
Tripped up at the 19
Panthers.
will set up a 4th down and 4.
It's going to be 4th and 4, and you're going to see Will Holt come on to punt for the Firebirds.
Nathan Coy has been very good for the Panthers so far this season. He's got 22 tackles already and is accredited with 1 interception.
You see number 6, Zach Hutchinson, is one of the deep blockers for Holt, as sometimes he does that rugby-style run to the side. A good punt here for Holt, and the fair catch sign out called at about the 30.
That's Mason Leach.
So Springboro will start their 2nd drive at about their own 33-yard line. Not bad starting field position, but the last time the Panthers just stalled on their opening drive at about midfield. Well, a big sack by Dalton Gusweiler really ended that drive.
Yeah, and the Firebird defense, we talked about how it's the front seven that's so important for this team. Have so many big playmakers like Evan Thompson in there.
Russo gets the inside handoff, goes around the outside for about a gain of 2.
All the playmakers on the Fairmont defense makes it really tough for opposing teams to find rhythms. They have so many good athletes. So 2nd and 8, 4.5 minutes left. Ball on the 35 here in the first quarter.
Zier goes in motion from bottom to top of your screen. Russo's going to turn around. Feldman fakes the handoff to him, throws it in the middle of the field, wide open, and it is incomplete. It was intended to, whoever was intended to, that was number 2.
Mason Leach.
And
he looks like he is hurting.
He kind of landed awkwardly on his right arm when he went down for the catch. Maybe we can see a replay.
Yeah, it looks like he might be holding that. Actually, that left arm maybe.
Oh, my right, their left, same thing.
Or maybe it's a shoulder. I don't know.
It looked like he came down on it awkwardly. So, I mean, Alf, you see there, he's helped up and going to walk off the field under his own power. So that's a good sign.
You gotta hope that maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him.
If you're a Panther fan, you hope that that's all it is just the wind knocked out of him.
Mason Leach walking off the field appears to be at least under his own power. That's good news. It'll be
It's going to be 3rd and 8 here now for Springboro. And, I mean, now with Leach off the field, the Firebirds defense can really kind of just focus on Zier here, as this one will seem to be the main target unless Russo gets one out of the backfield. Feldman back to pass. It hit as he throws, but hauled in. What a catch along the sideline there.
What an exceptional grab. I think that's Jacob Stryker.
Butler. Maxim Butler is what the PA guy said, but I do not see him on my roster, so we'll just...
And you see on the MVCC Kettering Health replay, he kind of bobbles it on his way to the ground, but he regathers it. What a play there by the young fella.
And that's going to force a 4th and about 3, so Springboro on to punt again. Ball gets away. No fair catch. Hold to the outside is number 1, Cameron Payne.
And there's a flag thrown.
He got hit way out of bounds.
No, that is a face mask, Jared.
Oh, face mask. I saw the crowd get around there on the Firebirds. I couldn't see. Tackled on the play by Luke Zier, and that one will probably be the one that'll get the penalty called against him.
Zier got a whole handful of face mask on that one.
Personal foul. Face mask.
That's going to be 15 more yards added from the end of the return. So that they got out to about the 35. That's going to put them right at about midfield, out to the 49. So Fairmont going to have excellent starting field position here with only about half the field to work with now.
And you know, Jared, that's really just a careless penalty by one of the best players that the Panthers have. You really can't afford those.
See Hillen barking out orders at the offensive line. Changing blocking assignments. Baker, Hillen faked the handoff and the late flag.
It's going to be a false start on the Firebirds.
That was a late false start called.
False start. Offense. Repeat. First down.
That's going to back them up 5 yards. Back to about the 44 now.
That'll move the line of scrimmage back to the 44.
Now 1st and 15. And if you're the Panthers, you've got to capitalize here on first down. You got the Firebirds back deep in the down.
And you know what they're doing. I mean, this team really only runs the ball, so they got to expect for them to bring extra pressure and try and stop them in the backfield on this one.
Hillen fakes the handoff. Oh, no, Baker kept the handoff.
Drew Baker up the middle.
Gets out to about the 46, maybe the 47-yard line.
32, Cameron Messinger.
Messinger with the tackle there for the Firebirds.
Tackle made after a short gain.
Going to make it a 2nd and 12.
From the 47-yard line.
And these are the positions that we talk about all the time that the Firebirds cannot afford to get themselves in because they simply don't throw the ball.
Don't say don't.
That's true.
They have dropped it in a few times this year.
I thought you told me not to talk about that.
Well, we didn't. I talked about it, not you. I was talking about it. You see here, Hillen hands it off to Baker up the middle and gets back to about the original line of scrimmage.
As there's a late flag and then another one.
Tackle made by number 26, Scott
Well, let's see what the referee says. Springboro has them mic'd up today, so we don't have to guess.
Looks like there might have been a little bit of extracurriculars at the end of the play. Number 10 of Springboro.
5 yards. Under defense.
It's going to be a 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. Still be 3rd down, but it's 3rd and 4.
Moves the ball across midfield. It'll be 3rd down and 4. 2nd down.
2nd down and 4.
From the Panther 45-yard line.
Okay, I do not know why I went from 3rd down to 2nd down, but we'll definitely a better field position here for the Firebirds now. It's 2nd and 4 in plus territory now. Hillen goes under center. Baker to hit right behind him. Poe goes in motion. Poe gets the pitch from Hillen.
And he's got a lane.
And Poe has enough for a 1st down for the Firebirds.
And he takes a big hit
and
at the
here's
end
some
of the play.
extra pushing back here in the backfield between Baker and I did not see the Panther, but Hillen wisely goes over and separates Baker from the extra because you cannot lose Baker early in this game.
And Nathan Coy was in there on the stop for the Panthers. Called his name a lot already on the defensive end.
And you see, I think Miller took Baker off the field for this play because he doesn't want to get Baker to get more agitated and cost either him getting out of the game, as I believe that'll be number 24, Will Porter with a carry.
And Will Porter's been really good for the Firebirds so far this season. He's the other guy who's thrown the ball for them this season, outside of course, Malik Hillen.
Number 4, Jacob White.
That was tackled on the play by number 4, Jacob White, the linebacker for Springboro. Only a gain of 1, so it'll be 2nd and 9. And you still see Baker standing here on the sideline, ready to go in. But I think Miller's going to let him cool off for a minute. Hillen's going to keep it, pitches it to Poe. Poe breaks one tackle, gets a block on the edge, and gets pushed out of bounds at about the 27-yard line.
And what a nice run by Poe.
You see, we'll see in the replay here, he broke 2 tackles in the backfield just by changing his field momentum or field position.
And you know, Jared, right here, like you said on the Kettering Health replay, he's so good. You see Hillen on the pitch, makes a good jump cut, gets inside, and then uses a stiff arm to get back to the outside and pick up the 1st down.
You saw that hole that the Blue Hogs made. I mean, I was told their slogan is eating snacks and making gaps, and they just made a huge gap for So-So Poe to run through.
I love it, Jared.
I got to work it in. If they ask for it, I got to. As Baker gets a big carry right up the middle, and Baker pushed the center out of the way. Tackled on the play by number 22, Zach Wells for the Panthers.
And that was the best run of the day for Baker. And like you said, pushing right there on the replay, pushing his offensive lineman out of the way, giving him a little bump.
At some point, maybe you just better get out of the way because the running back is definitely faster than you, so you don't want to block him. Hillen under center. Hands it off to Baker. Baker up the middle, and Baker knocks over, I believe that was Coy. But luckily he plowed over Aiden Figueroa.
He's just such a strong runner, Jared.
And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. Fairmont and Springboro knotted up at 0, but Fairmont driving off of excellent starting field position and a penalty on special teams. So we'll see if the Firebirds can capitalize here going into the second quarter. I mean, we almost guarantee that it's going to be a heavy dose of Baker. We can only assume.
That is true, Jared. And the Panthers, they're really going to have to clean things up. They've had quite a few early penalties, which really have given the Firebirds life. Like you said, the face mask on the special teams play, and then we had another face mask, which helped keep the drive going when they were backed up 2nd and 12. It just mistakes that really, we've said it 1,000 times, you cannot afford if you're going to beat a tough Fairmont Firebirds team.
So coming out of the change of quarter, I think this is the first time that the Fairmont Firebirds have not scored in the first quarter since the Alter game. And then the offense for the Firebirds comes back out on the field. And I'd say after tonight, you can call the Baker and Poe a duo running back combo.
Yeah,
we'll definitely have to try to work out a nickname for them when we cover the game against the Miamisburg Vikings in a few weeks. As Baker gets the carry up the middle, stumbles over, and we'll have enough for a first. Or no, it was a first down, so that'll be 2nd and about 6.
And Jared, that just shows how good he is. Like you said, he gets tripped up. He just keeps turning those legs, and he's able to pick up
an extra
5
about
yards.
3 or 4 yards. Play clock is down to 15 on the sideline.
And ball inside the 10 for the Firebirds.
It's like barely inside the 10. It's like at the 9.9 yard line. Hillen hands it off to Baker. Baker cuts to the left and takes 4 Panthers to bring him down. But finally inside the 5.
Jacob White in on the play. And if not for him, he might have carried the other 3 Panthers into the end zone with him.
Yeah, it took a big linebacker to bring him down. So inside the 5 now for the Firebirds on 1st and goal. Hillen turns around, hands off to Baker. Baker, and the play is blown dead as Baker was stopped at the 1 yard line. Let's see what the referee says.
Connor Smith making the stop, but there's a penalty flag on the play. Good ball. False start. Offense. Repeat. First down. Motion call against the Firebirds. They'll replay first down.
A false start against Fairmont, so that'll back them up back to about the 10. And you're going to see Fairmont subs in a couple more offensive linemen, bring in the tonnage to try to move this Panthers line back to try to create a bigger gap. Baker in the backfield. Baker gets the carry up the middle and gets back to about the original spot where we were before the false start.
Jacob White was in on the play once again.
Seems like we're only calling White or Coy on the defensive side for the for the Panthers. And Leach, I still have not seen return yet.
Certainly hope the kid is okay. Fairmont offense looking to the sideline for their play. 7 seconds on the play clock.
Hillen hands it right off to Baker. Baker up the middle, powers through for an easy touchdown run for the Firebirds.
And there is a huge hole there, Jared, and that is his 9th touchdown on the season. And as well, he now has well over 800 rushing yards in just the 5th game. He's going to occur a ton of stats this season.
I might have to go over to Fairmont and start looking at the history books to see most yards in a season. Definitely this has got to be the most yards at the halfway point, and we're only a quarter into the halfway game.
He's just been so darn impressive this season, man.
Hold on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up. High kick, and it is good.
And it had to be high because Nathan Coy was
He
coming
got off the
in
edge quick.
quick.
So 9:30 left here in the first half. Fairmont breaks pay dirt first, leads 7-0. Now, how does Springboro respond?
You know, Jared, when we first started the game, they had their first offensive drive. They came out firing real quick. They hit Fairmont with a bunch of plays really quickly. They were very successful when they were making Fairmont move down the field quickly on when they had the ball on their first drive. So I think they're going to have to stay and keep playing with the same pace and maybe try and wear out the Firebirds, but you're going to have to keep moving the ball, have to have some success.
I don't know if you can wear out Fairmont. They are like one of the best conditioned teams, not just in GWalk, but in the state.
Yeah, Jared, and that's no doubt. Coach Miller really works his guys throughout the summer, all winter long, really getting them in shape. And it's really paying off this season.
I mean, he had the success in Covington. I mean, 7 perfect seasons in the regular season at Covington.
And it's really just a matter of time until the success starts to, pull itself over to Fairmont.
And I think it has started to this season, especially. I mean, two playoff appearances under Miller. He got the monkey off his back early in beating Centerville, and now has beaten Alter 3 times. No coach in Firebirds history has done that except for Miller. Has beat the Knights 3 times.
Yeah, he definitely is a special coach.
As Holt gets this one inside the 5, fielded at about the 4. And a big hole here to the right side, but Fairmont quickly collapses in on the open field and gets him at about the 32.
Nathan Flynn on the return got the ball out to around the 35. There's a nice return on the play. Good starting field position.
Now the defense is going to come back out on the field. Fairmont, outside of that first drive, I don't know if Feldman has a completion.
Yeah, it's been slim pickings for this offense since that first drive, Jared. And on the money right there, Sam Feldman, first down.
And there's another late flag coming in.
Mason Leach there on the play. And that was definitely a late hit by the Firebirds. And now the mistake's starting to come from the other side. See, Feldman gets the snap and fires it quickly out to his star wide receiver.
Oh, you saw the very late hit at the end of the replay.
Number 29. First down.
That is a foul on number 29, Evan Thompson.
Evan Thompson, a couple weeks ago, back in week 3, was one of our players of the game.
And a flag, no flag come out. I thought the way the Fairmont fan base was, I thought they were going to throw the holding flag there.
And the pace right now is getting the Panthers into a groove.
If I'm Springboro, I don't think you want to go this fast. You don't want to put your offense back or defense back out on the field already. I mean, Fairmont just sustained 2 long drives on their first 2 possessions.
And, you know, I understand what you're saying, Jared, but they weren't having much success moving the ball slowly.
Russo, big hole, but tackle from behind and spun down. I believe that was by number 34, Tyler Adkins.
Malachi Bowling was also in on the stop. He's the leading tackler for the Panthers, or for the Firebirds. Feldman in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers to the left.
Feldman quickly out top to the top.
Wide receiver screen to Leach.
And it looks like he should have enough for a first down. Down to the 20, so definitely enough for a first down for Springboro. Cahill and Holbrook with the tackle there for the Firebirds. Springboro has entered the red zone for the first time tonight.
And after not much offense in the first quarter here, we're having a lot of ball movement early in the second.
Leach gets a pass to the outside and another wide receiver bubble, but gains only about 2 or 3 on the play.
And Leach is getting up slowly again. He looks like he's going to slowly walk over to the sideline. It's a tough night for the young
he's going to have to
star.
hurry up and get off. I mean, the play clock is still running for the Panthers, so. Well, he's not going to walk off. He's just going to go to the other side of the line.
What a tough guy.
And he's going to get the pass right again, and he drops it.
And, you know, maybe he was still feeling that last hit because he's been sure-handed so far tonight, but he just let that one bounce off the turf.
So 3rd and 5 from the 15 for the Panthers. You see just to the left of your screen, Wilhite out there calling plays from the sideline.
Leach coming back to the right side. There's 3 wide receivers to the left.
And Feldman looks his way, and it's knocked incomplete. Excellent defense there by number 34, Tyler Adkins for the Firebirds. Got his hand in there and knocked the ball away, otherwise Leach was going to come down with another catch. And that probably would have been enough for a first down.
And Tyler Atkins has been really good so far this season. Another pass defense there for him on that play.
4th down here and a little bit of confusion. No, Springboro's going to stay on the field offensively.
3 wide receivers to the left. Leach by himself on the bottom.
Feldman rolls to the left, has a hole, and he breaks the hole, but he will be tackled for a loss.
And a huge hit by number 23 of Fairmont. I think that's Malachi Bowling. What a big hit right there. And that is his 17th tackle of the season. Sam Feldman's going to be feeling that one for a while.
I think he's not going to run on this Firebirds line anymore. Malachi Bowling came off the block and just stopped Feldman in his tracks.
He's a very explosive athlete as a linebacker.
6:41 left here in the first half, and Fairmont takes over on turnover on downs. Hillen under center.
Poe in motion.
And I think it went to Baker right up the middle.
Drew Baker up the middle. Tackle made by number 32, Cameron Messenger.
Not much there.
Messinger with a tackle for the Panthers. Fairmont slowly comes to the line, about 15 left on the play clock. Hillen changing something at the line. Play clock's down to 5. Hillen gets it off.
Just in time.
And Baker with another carry up the middle. And that one gains about 4 or 5 on the play, so a nice chunk there for Baker.
Jason Spangler.
About his average on the season.
Gain of another couple of yards. It'll
And we see Will Holt warming up on the sideline. He's not expecting for another possession in this first half. As the Fairmont Firebirds are looking to just eat this clock.
Down to 5:20 left here in the first half. 3rd and about 3. So Poe gets the pitch. And he gets spun around. And he's going to be tackled in the backfield. That's going to be a big loss for the Firebirds.
Huge tackle. I believe that's number 42, Carson Darlinghouse.
Loss of yardage on the play, puts the ball back at the 14-yard line. On the 4th down and 10. The Firebirds and the punt team comes onto the field.
So the Firebirds punt team will come out onto the field.
Mason Leach back deep for the Panthers.
Leach back to return this one. Holt's second punt of the game. Play clock's down to 3. And Holt evades one tackle.
And he does not have the foot speed.
And no speed for the kicker. But I'm surprised he didn't at least try to boot it off the side of his foot to get some yardage. But a costly turnover there for the Firebirds as the special teams for the Panthers comes up strong on that one and gets through that offensive line.
That could be a huge momentum swing right there, Jared. There's a great job getting, timing the snap there and getting in the backfield quickly, not allowing Holt any time to get that punt away. Now the Firebird defense is going to have to come and make a stand with starting in their own red zone.
Feldman in the backfield, Russo to his left. Russo gets the Harry and hit immediately in the backfield, but Feldman pulled it out at the last possible second.
I was fooled, Jared.
You
were
too.
fooled. Everyone in the stadium, I believe, was gotten almost.
Insane. Feldman. That had to have been at the last possible second he pulled that back. And it's a good thing he did because I don't know if Russo would have held onto the ball after that.
Russell Owen had a big hit on Russo on that play. I thought that was a huge stop for loss.
Play clock's down to about 5. It was a gain of about 5 on the play as well. Well, no, the officials are still huddled up, so we'll see what the delay is here.
Didn't see any laundry on the field.
A reminder that homecoming activities will take place at halftime.
Still trying to figure out what the refs could even be talking about. See what the ref says. Now he's going to middle of the field.
Whistle. The result will be 2nd and 6.
So it's from what it sounds like, the refs blew the whistle too early. Maybe the refs got fooled on that hit. So they let it a gain of 4 where Feldman was tackled.
Leach to the right side all by himself.
Russo gets the carry up the middle, and he might be close to a first down.
Keep his legs churning. That was a nice carry by Russo.
Like number 25 making the tackle.
That was Aiden Penix with the tackle there for the Firebirds. 3rd and 2 here for the Panthers. And you would think if they went for it on 4th and 4 back at about the 30, the 25 or so, they're going to go for it here on 4th down if they can't pick up this first down.
Yeah, Jared, and I really like what I'm seeing right here by the Panthers. They got Leach and Zier both lined up on the right side.
And Ruzzo's going to get the carry, throws it out in the backfield, and a tackle I cannot see on the far side.
Maxim Butler was the receiver on the play. He was able to fight for a couple of extra yards.
It'll be a first down for the Panthers.
It'll be a first down for Springboro. First and goal, and you see Feldman quickly pulled it out and rifled it. Almost got over the outstretched hands of Adkins, and it looks like number 6, sorry.
Quick snap, pitch to Rousseau. He's going to get inside the 5, taken down at about the 4. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the first half. We got a 2nd and 4 on the 4.
Late substitution here for the Panthers on offense. Ruzzo gets the handoff to the left, and he'll be close to the goal line. They'll tackle him inside the 1.
Nice tough running there by Rousseau as he was hit right at the line of scrimmage and is able to carry defenders inside the 2.
Third and goal here for the Panthers. And Feldman,
they're gonna sneak it.
I think Feldman got over top, and he gets in from a yard out. Feldman capitalizes, gets a quick 1-yard score, and Springboro is an extra point away from tying this one up in the last minute and a half here of the first half.
And Jared, it was a really good job of the Panthers using most of the clock. And for a typical Firebirds drive, you need 4, 5, 6 minutes at minimum. And they only have 1:27. So good clock management, not giving the Firebirds enough time to really move down the clock, to really move down the field, like we would expect.
Extra point is up, almost blocked, but it is good.
The second time in this game where
the extra point almost blocked off the edge rush.
Had really good jumps.
So 1:27 left here in the first half. Fairmont has all 3 timeouts, but knowing how Coach Miller runs his offense, I think he's content with just running it a few times, and he gets the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, Coach Miller would be very happy going in with a tie right now, specifically with the big mistake there inside their own red zone.
I'm sure that will be talked about at halftime, and that's why we're not going to talk to him going into the locker room, because that would be a heated conversation.
Might not be family friendly.
Looks like number 82, Jaden Williams, on to kick off for the Panthers. Boots it right down the middle of the field, and Fairmont should let that go out of bounds, and they do.
And what a huge mistake by the Panthers. The Firebirds will get the ball on the 40. So now, if you're the Firebirds, you almost have to try and at least get in field goal range, as maybe 30 yards is enough to get your 5-star kicker enough room.
Ball will be placed at the 35.
I thought the ball went out to the 40, but ball will be placed at the 35, they said.
That must just be college and pro.
That's where the Fairmont offense takes over. 1:27 to go here in the second quarter.
Hillen under center with Baker behind him. Hillen going to pitch it out to Poe. Poe has his block to the edge. Has a first down run, and a late flag comes in. And almost got to think that, hell, that's going to be a holding against the Firebirds. We'll see on the edge here, I think is what it is. I would almost call that holding on Springboro. He was the one that had a fistful of the Firebirds jersey.
Number 28.
It was holding
First down.
by A.J. Mullen on the outside.
A.J. Mullen, the Firebirds' leading receiver on the season. 4 catches, 59 yards, and a touchdown.
It'll be 1st and 13 as a holding from the end of from the play.
It's very good for the Firebirds this season, but not on that play.
So we approach a minute left here in the first half. Hillen, Poe goes in motion, hands it off to Baker. Baker cuts it upfield, gets back to about the original line of scrimmage at the 35.
And so now I would just expect for the Firebirds
It's going to be a Baker run
the
up the middle, and that'll be it for the half. We can, I mean, it's sad that we can dictate the Firebirds offense this much, but I mean, Miller is not one to gamble
take chances
deep in his own zone.
late in the half either.
Now, in his 3rd year, Miller was all about taking chances. I don't know how many times this Poe gets to the edge here. Poe has enough for a first down across
And he's gonna
midfield.
get out of bounds.
All right, we're wrong. We're just not going to say anything.
So Poe on the stretch play to the outside. Got a lot of good blocking there.
15 seconds left. Pushed out of bounds, so I don't think the Firebirds will have to take a timeout.
Got to the other side of the 50 to the Springboro
46.
49.
Oh, 49.
A lost cell phone. If you've lost it, report to the front desk at the south gate. They may have a phone for you.
Hillen under center. Hillen going to pitch it out to Poe. Poe stretches it out, and he's tackled in bounds, and I think Miller called a timeout with 6 seconds left.
Almost not sure what to expect here.
6 seconds left here, and Will Holt's still over here on the sideline. He's over here practicing.
Well, and I was gonna say, there's no way he's gonna try it. That's like a 62-yarder.
You obviously don't follow Will Holt on Twitter. A lot of the offseason, he's been kicking beyond the 50.
If Coach Miller lets him attempt one from beyond the 50.
Well, maybe 4 or 5 yard run up the middle, quick timeout, maybe. Well, it just depends. Let's see what they do here. With 6 seconds left here in the first half.
Second down and 6 from the Panther 45.
Let's see, Miller is right here by the referee along the sidelines, so definitely going to be a quick timeout depending on what. Well, now Miller's walking away.
Maybe we get one of those quick passes.
This is probably going to be one of a pass, I would think. And now, no, here Miller walking up the sideline quickly, and I think he just called another timeout. Or no, Springboro did.
So they wanted to see what the Firebirds were going to show them.
And you see Fairmont didn't really line up in anything. I mean, they put their one receiver to the top of the screen like always, but, I mean, the running backs just kind of stayed right around Hillen.
Miami Valley Hospital, part of the Premier Health Network, is proud to be the official healthcare partner for the Springboro Panthers.
I mean, this one's going to be interesting. I mean, 6 seconds. It's definitely not enough time for Fairmont to attack the edge and try to get the sideline on.
I would agree, Jared. Not nearly enough time to be able to get to the edge and then get out of bounds, get anything, pick up any yards of significance.
I mean, and that's got to be a quick, I mean, whatever it's going to be, unless Miller decides not to do anything, it's going to be a quick, as soon as that player hits the ground, he's going to have to be right at the referee to call that timeout. 6 seconds left is not a lot of reaction time for a coach to get a timeout.
That much anticipated second down and 6 play from the Panther 45.
Well, Miller is walking over here he's at the far end of the offense, or the team lined up here on the sideline. So Hillen going to go back to pass, going to throw it to the middle of the field, hauled in by number 3, and now Fairmont's going to run some trick. Hillen has pitched back to him after Asa Hester received it, and Fairmont is going to end on a stat pattern.
That was a beautiful play there, Jared, but not quite enough to get him to the end zone.
So we'll be back for the second half of our MVCC Game of the Week presented by Kettering Health. Fairmont will get the ball as they're tied at 7 here at Careflight Field.
Ladies and gentlemen, Springboro High School is proud to present the 2021 Homecoming Court. The golf carts for tonight's presentation were provided by Mitchell Golf Court and Equipment Company, and selected staff members were chosen by the senior candidates to drive and present each senior pair.
Sutton Case and James Kendrick, driven by math teacher John Stokey.
Aubrey Ferdon and Luke Zier, driven by math teacher Joyce Cook.
Peyton Knight and Alex Atala, driven by social studies teacher Mike Thompson.
Bridget Rhodes and Linus Kennedy, driven by science teacher Rory Corzan.
Emily Smith and Sam Feldman, driven by English teacher Kelly Kidd.
Julia Stone and Nicholas Pounds, driven by high school librarian Kim Tinch.
The 2021 freshman court representatives are Carly Clark, daughter of Tyler and Nikki Clark, escorted by Dante Beatty, son of Dante and Chastity Beatty.
Brooke Clear, daughter of David and Kelly Clear, escorted by Cameron Cox, son of Michael and Amanda Cox.
Ava Pearson, daughter of Nathan and Megan Pearson, escorted by Cameron Mintier, son of Carrie Mintier.
The 2021 sophomore court representatives are Emma Abbott, daughter of Brian and Dana Abbott, escorted by Amon Vaughn and son of Colton and Simone Vaughn.
Sophie Nemitz, daughter of Dawn and Stephanie Nemitz, escorted by Daniel Fresca, son of Kristen and Butch Ferraro and Sean Fresca.
Eden Toth, daughter of Bill and Audra Toth, escorted by Jack Humanchuk, son of Stephanie and the late Craig Humanchuk.
The 2021 junior court representatives are Avery Close, daughter of Jacob and Victoria Close, escorted by Vinny Betko, son of Vince and Chrissy Betko.
Jessica Goodwin, daughter of Kane and Jennifer Goodwin, escorted by Tate Rudisil, son of Steve and Tina Rudisil.
Ala Haji, daughter of Yusuf Haji, and Esma Tantouche, escorted by Samuel Langer, son of Keith and Christina Langer.
The 2021 Senior Court representatives are Sutton Case, escorted by James Kendrick.
Sutton is the daughter of Sean and Amy Case. She is the varsity captain of the girls lacrosse team. She is also a member of the National Honor Society and Borough Blue Crew. When not hanging with her friends, she spends her time working at a local wedding venue.
James Kendrick is the son of James and Stephanie Kendrick. He has played lacrosse for 9 years and plans to major in business. In his free time, he works at Kendrick Moving and Storage. James would like to thank his family and co-workers.
Aubrey Ferdon, escorted by Luke Zier. Aubrey is the daughter of Rob and Candace Ferdon. She is a varsity cheerleader and a track runner. Aubrey is a member of the National Honor Society and is a teen mentor. She plans on attending the University of Tennessee to study psychology.
Luke is the son of Jeff Sear and Shelby Plyman. He is a 2-year starting varsity football player and grew up playing football and basketball. Luke plans to earn a doctorate of chiropractics and would like to attend the University of Tennessee or Cincinnati. Peyton Knight, escorted by Alex Atala.
Peyton is the daughter of Chris and Victoria Knight. She is the varsity white tennis team captain. She is a member of the concert, chamber, and jazz choirs, National Honor Society, and Student Council. In her free time, Peyton likes to spend time with her friends and family and bottle feed orphan baby squirrels.
Alex is the son of Ziad and Jen Leatala. He wishes to pursue his passion in creating and entertaining, and dreams of working in the film industry. He has been taking photographs of the school's athletic and theater events. He would like to thank his family, friends, and Kanye West.
Bridget Rhodes, escorted by Linus Kennedy. Bridget, daughter of Hugh and Kelly Rhodes, is on the varsity lacrosse team. She's a member of the Borough Blue Crew and National Honor Society. She's part of the multiple high school choirs and participates in the school musical every year. She likes to spend time with family and friends and work at Skyline Chili.
Linus is the son of Neil and Christy Kennedy. He is the president of National Honor Society, a 4-year varsity player, and is a member of the Blue Crew. He works at Kroger and plans to go to UC as a pre-med major. He would like to thank his mom for packing his lunch since the 1st grade. Emily Smith, escorted by Sam Feldman.
Emily is the daughter of Roger and Melissa Smith. She volunteers at a local dog shelter and hopes to go to college and pursue a career in psychology. She wants to help children with special needs. She would like to give a special thanks to her parents, grandparents, and her class for giving her this opportunity.
Sam is the son of Heath and Jen Feldman. He has played football and basketball throughout his high school career. Sam hopes to continue his athletic career in college while studying secondary education.
Julia Stone, escorted by Nicholas Pounds. Julia is the daughter of Jeff and Laura Stone. She has been a 4-year member of the varsity cross country and basketball teams. She is so grateful for all of the incredible people she has met while participating in sports. Julia hopes to travel to the West Coast for college and major in neuroscience or biology.
Nicholas Pounds, son of Donnette and Brian Pounds, is involved in our show choir programs in NHS, enjoys many art classes, and participates in the spring musical. He is also the winner of 4 Olympic gold medals, currently misses his dog, and is very grateful for his nomination.
The 2021 Mr. and Miss Panther, Mason Melvin and Lauren Kennedy, will crown each princess and the homecoming king and queen.
The freshman prince is Cameron Mentier.
The freshman princess is Ava Pearson.
The sophomore prince is Jack Humanchuk.
The sophomore princess is Eden Todd.
The junior prince is Samuel Langer.
The junior princess is Ala Haji.
Your 2021 Springboro High School homecoming king is Alex Atala.
Your 2021 Springboro High School homecoming queen is Peyton Knight.
On behalf of Springboro High School Student Council, we would like to thank you for attending tonight's game. Let's give a round of applause for the 2021 homecoming court.
All right, welcome back here to Careflight Field in Springboro, Ohio. Getting ready to kick off the second half of our MVCC Game of the Week for week number 5, presented by Kettering Health. Fairmont will get the ball first to start this second half as they are tied up at 7 on the scoreboard with the Springboro Panthers. And really, Andy, what stood out to you in that first half by either team?
You know, Jared, what really stood out to me was the fact that Mason Leach was really, really involved for the Panthers. He was targeted at least a dozen times, probably had like 8 catches. He was their entire offense, getting them up and down the field. And then and then Feldman was able to push himself, was able to push them in from about 1-2 yards away to score the touchdown. But really, it's been Mason Leach this whole game for him. And if Fairmont wants a chance to win this game, they're going to have to buckle down on that guy.
Williams on to kick off here for the Panthers. And we are underway in the second half as Williams gets a better kick on this one, fielded at about the 12-yard line for the Firebirds. A big hole to the outside is number 27, Owen Olson.
He refuses to go down and then finally is gang tackled by a half dozen Panthers.
Well, Wells and Flynn on to kick off or to tackle the returner Olson. A first and 10 at the 30 for the Firebirds, and as much as we saw it in the first half, Fairmont's going to continue between sort of it's kind of like what Ricky Bobby said in Talladega Nights. It's kind of like shake and bake with So-So Poe and Drew Baker. So-So will get him up the field with his shakes, and Baker's just gonna finish off the drive and plow it through, as he does here on the first play.
And it looks like a Fairmont offensive lineman, number 55. He's in a lot of pain.
Aiden Bunce.
56, my bad.
56 is Ciano Long. He's coming off the field. And you see number 58, I think, A.J. Holman on to replace him.
The Blue Hogs, they're a deep unit, but that's definitely going to hurt. He's one of their best linemen on this team. He's been clearing holes for him all season long.
Might just be a cramp the way they're working him on the sideline. You're going to see Hillen go back under center. And Hillen faked the handoff and kept it himself, I believe, for about a gain of 2 on the play.
Number 42, Benham Krause, was all over it.
And I think that's his first carry of the game, if I'm not mistaken.
It's 3rd down and 6 from the 34.
I believe you're correct there, Jared. And the new lineman in on the play, A.J. Holman, like we just talked about, he just put a walloping on number 25, Connor Smith.
3rd and about 5 here for the Firebirds on their first offensive possession of this second half. Hillen pitches it out to Poe. Poe trying to get to the edge, and is tackled, pulled out of bounds at about the 35,
That's
maybe the
Nathan
36.
Coy. He's been all over the field tonight. He's one of the leaders of this Panther defense, and that is a quick 3 and out.
Right, that's the first 3 and out for the Firebirds all night. You're going to see Will Holt on to punt here.
You see Coy with the beautiful tackle on the play.
Holt gets this one away. High end over end kick. Fielded at about the 20. And a flag comes, or no, sorry, that's the marker.
Leach is going to get the ball across the 35-yard line.
Why would you make the marker for change of possession and the flag the same color? That confuses us.
And he gets up slowly again.
At some point, you've got to maybe give him a chance to get some rest. I mean, Leach is coming up limping every time.
And he's running back out onto the field.
He's going to come down here closest to you on the screen here at the bottom, number 2.
Looks like maybe that right arm is drooping a little bit. He looks like he's in some serious pain, man.
He's going to be guarded by number 3.
Fairmont
Asa
defense
Hester.
is expecting a pass. Look at how spread out they are right now.
And Ruzo's going to get a handoff up the middle and tackled in the backfield, back at about the 33. That was Gus Weiler and also Russell combined for a tackle for loss there.
Gus Weiler with another big play tonight. Had his 2nd sack of the season in the first half. And right there, he's able to come up with a huge 3-yard loss.
2nd and 13 after the 3-yard loss.
2nd down and 13.
And now you see Zier go in motion. And Ruzo's going to get a handoff here up the middle. And he's met right at about the line of scrimmage, maybe falls forward for a gain of 1.
Tackle made by 23.
Tackle there by Malachi Bowling.
So now a quick 3rd and 10.
Set up a 3rd down and 10 now from the 35.
And an official is going to call a timeout. They're looking at the down marker. You see here, Fairmont's going to get a late substitution. Here is number 26, Javen Hill, is going to come on for number 19, Owen Russell. Now the refs signal play. Feldman pulls it back out, middle of the field. It is hauled in at midfield by number 14.
Maxim Butler.
Tackled, looks like first by Evan Thompson, was the first one to get up that I saw.
That was Butler's 3rd catch of the night, as he's going to help the Panthers move the chains on a huge 3rd and 10. Panthers looking to gain momentum here in the early stages of the 3rd quarter.
Feldman pulls it back out, and Feldman will be tackled for about a gain of 2 here. Gus Weiler and Russell, and actually Bowling in there too for the tackle. You're going to see Russell checks back into the game for number 45, Will Perry's for the Firebirds.
Panthers using this tempo.
Feldman throws a quick back out. I believe that's Zier on the far sideline, and he's going to be tackled for about a loss of 2 on the play. Go back to 3rd and 9.
That's a good job by the Firebird defense, swarming quickly there.
Penix with the tackle there for the Firebirds.
Not allowing the big man to pick up any yardage out there in that open space. Zarin Butler along with TJ Alfin to the bottom of your screen.
Feldman looking to throw it middle of the field, and it is incomplete. Intended to number 9, it looks like, for the Panthers.
Actually, that's number 3, TJ Alfin.
So Fairmont's defense comes on strong after the big third down conversion.
I believe it was Malachi Bowling in to break up the pass.
And that's weird to see him out there playing that sort of zone. Cameron Payne back at about his own 5-yard line here for Fairmont. And Fairmont almost gets home with a blocked punt. And that one goes out of bounds. Let's see where the refs mark that off.
Looks like at about the 9-yard line. So for the second time today, the Firebirds are going to be starting from inside their own 10-yard line.
Yep, right at the 9. You hear the Fairmont student section starting to get loud with the drum line playing down in front of them.
And we talk about all the time how good Will Holt is. We haven't even talked about really the kicker on the other side, Jaden Williams. He's had a couple of excellent punts here tonight.
It'll be interesting to see when it comes down late in the game as Baker gets a carry up the middle here. If Springboro is going to go for it on 4th and inside, I'd say the 30, because Williams doesn't look like he gets the height up on the extra point, especially. He did not get the ball up high enough to get that arc. It was almost a line drive kick, and the way Fairmont's been coming off the edge on extra points and field goals this year, they're going to block one of Williams at some point, I would think.
Hillen barking orders to the Blue Hogs.
Hillen gets the ball, and he's going to keep it. Maybe gets about a gain of 2 on the play.
And I really think he should have pitched that one outside to Poe.
I think he was looking to, but it's a hesitation pitch when you want to do it, and I think he might have just hesitated just enough. I mean, right there he could have, but I think he thought maybe number 1 there, Coy, would have got in there and maybe deflected it. So it's going to be 3rd and about 6.
These are these tougher scenarios for the Firebirds. 3rd and medium. Asking a lot on 3rd down.
Baker gets a carry right up the middle.
He's going to keep churning, but looks like he's not going to get anywhere near close.
It's going to be 4th and about 3 on the play. Wells with another tackle for the Panthers on the defensive end.
Sets up a 4th down and a long 3 for the Firebirds.
And Fairmont is going to send the punting team on there. Oh, Fairmont's not sending anybody. Okay, there we go. Holt's going to be inside his own 5 at about the 3 here for this punt. And Holt barely gets that one away. Leach fields it at midfield, and what an open field tackle by number 19, Owen Russell.
Owen Russell's had a lot of big plays on the defensive end in this game, and probably none bigger than that one right there. If Leach gets away from that shoestring tackle, he could have had the ball inside the 30 easily, as there was not a lot of Firebirds in the close vicinity to try and close on him.
And I saw right before Fairmont hiked it, Miller was running down the sideline to look to call a timeout.
On number 16.
Did they say a horse collar?
I'm not sure.
That's what it sounded like, but I mean, Russell, it was not on Russell. Let's see what the refs do with the ball here.
I think they said 16, and that's Holt.
That's Holt, and I don't think the punter's going to be out there to really tackle anything. And it looks like the refs don't really know what they're doing either. If I'm either coach here, I'm telling my team to come closer to the sideline. I mean, use this as a timeout.
I say, get all the free ones you can.
And the refs are going to pick the ball up.
Springboro right on the kicking team.
They're going to call just an unsportsmanlike contact.
Because the Fairmont sideline is not liking the call at all.
No, they are not.
The ball to the 33-yard line. It'll be first and 10 Panthers at that spot.
So Springboro going to have excellent starting field position after the penalty on the special teams unsportsmanlike conduct. Feldman back to pass, throws it to the far sideline, and it is hauled in.
Feldman short pass aimed at number 3,
TJ Alphen.
Gain about 7 yards or 6 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 4.
Second and 4.
7-yard line.
Ball on the 27.
Russo gets the carry right up the middle, cuts it to the right.
And Malachi Bowling is going to be there to
He's gonna
wrap
take
him up.
down himself. He got one arm around Russo's waist and did not let go.
You see on the Kettering Health replay.
Right there, he just got on his back and said, "Not today." Third and 1 here for the Panthers, though.
Bowling is a big, strong, rangy defender.
Feldman. Now, how is that not too many men in motion? Russo gets the carry, and Bowling again blows through the line of scrimmage, and I don't think he got the first down.
Along with Owens there to make the stop.
They're actually going to mark him for about a loss of 2 on the play. And here, these are the 50-50 calls that we talked about. I mean, do you take a chance on a field goal, or do you take a chance on the offense picking it up?
4th and 2.
4th and 2 here. Feldman throws a quick one behind Zier, and it's incomplete.
And that was a big throw, Jared. It was a big gamble, and Zier was open. But Feldman was not able to locate him. As that was a golden opportunity inside the Fairmont 30.
And you see, look, the disappointment on Wilhite right there. But yeah, that Zier opened right up the seam, and I don't know if Feldman held on to it too long. Zier didn't turn around immediately, but that one was well behind Zier. And Fairmont takes over.
And that's exactly what Coach Miller was telling us before the game, Jared. Bend, but don't break. Able to get the stop on 4th down and turn the ball over.
Baker gets the carry here, and that's probably Baker's best run of the game. About a gain of 9 on the play.
That was such a big hole created by the Blue Hogs. You could have driven a semi through it. And I know we've said that a lot so far this season, Jared. But it's just so true. They're doing such a good job clearing space.
I think we got to talk about getting Blue Hog shirts made. I kind of want one now.
I'm down with it, Jared. We can get the boosters on that.
Hopefully we can get a discount on that too.
You're right.
But Hillen, 2nd and 3, hands it off to Baker again. Baker powers through across the 40 or across the 35 out to the 38.
There's another really good run there by Baker. Gonna move the chains. And it's starting to look like maybe the big man is wearing on the Panther defense. Hill in the snap, hands it off to Baker. He's going to find a little bit of running room and is going to be stopped around the 40. So that's going to be a pickup of 2. A minute 15 left here in the third quarter.
And now this is getting into the time of the game that Coach Wilhite said in his interview that you don't get many possessions against the Firebirds, and you don't know when you get your next one will be.
Yeah, the Panthers are going to have to execute the next time they're able to get a stop. Searching for one right now.
Baker gets the carry to the left. Has a little bit of a hole, and he might get to about the 46, or sorry, the 44. So it's going to be third and about 4.
Now from the 39-yard line, or rather the 44-yard line.
And Jared, we've seen a lot of really tough competitors out here tonight, as Mason Leach has been banged up the entire night, has hardly missed a snap for the Panthers. And now over here on the other side, we got an offensive lineman for the Firebirds, number 56. He's hobbling around, but he's still out there fighting.
Baker with a big hole, and we'll have enough for a Firebirds first down.
He's going to get the ball across the 50, and that, Jared, is his best run of the game. Another really nice hole cleared by the left side of the Blue Hog offensive line.
Another lineman out there a lot. You see here in the MVCC replay. That's the end of the third quarter. We'll head to the fourth. But another one that's out that he's been out there almost every possession, every snap is number 73, Enoch Cruz. I have yet to really see him come off the field.
Yeah, and Jared, when we were doing post-game interviews over at Roush Stadium a couple weeks ago, we saw him standing in the locker room. He is such a big guy. 6'5", 300 pounds, and he's just a monster, and he's only an 11th grader.
We'll definitely see him next year on this Firebirds offensive line unit. As we come here in the fourth quarter, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Firebirds. Moving right to left on your screen now. They'll be close to midfield, I believe, if not right at midfield.
And, you know, Jared, while I'm looking at these rosters,
you looking at just the sheer size of their line?
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. Looking at the offensive line numbers.
I think the smallest one I thought was 275.
It's something like that. It looks like we have 211.
211 is the smallest one.
Yeah.
And that
but it looks like the average is well over 250. And when you have that kind of size in high school football, you're going to be able to move some people.
This was the line work that the Firebirds had 2 and 3 years ago when they made the back-to-back playoff runs. They worked on their offensive line runners. Baker gets a huge hole here, dives over to get across the 45 down to the 44.
Gonna pick up another 4 or 5 there on that play.
And you see, Fairmont, it's 2nd and 4 or 2nd and 5 at the 45. And Holt over here is on the sideline still practicing getting kicks off as if he thinks, he's prepared that if it's going to come down to him, he's ready. And we've seen his long of the year is 48.
Yeah, he's got quite a cannon.
And here you go see Fairmont for the first time tonight overset one side, and Springboro reacted nicely to that one.
And another really nice run by Baker as he's so patient. waiting for his blocks to be set up, and then as soon as his hole is created, he gets through it and gets to the second level. He's able to make really good plays for this offense.
Like I compared him to Mike Allstott in the first game we did against Trotwood at the beginning of the year. He just waits for the hole to develop. He doesn't have the size like height-wise, but he has the muscle that you cannot bring him down easily, especially like Allstott, as Hillen will dive forward and have enough for a Firebirds first down. And you see even Baker goes in motion, and he takes at least 2 linebackers with him from Springboro to draw him. And now here's going to be a down Panther on the field.
Cameron Messenger.
And we've called his name quite a bit on the defensive side of the ball. Well, we've got a break in the action. We can start to preview our game next week. I mean, the Brookville Blue Devils and the Valley View Spartans will go toe-to-toe down at Nossinger Field.
And Valley View, after not having the start that we expected or that they wanted to the season, last week they really exercised some of their demons
They just
against
said, "To heck with that."
rival Oakwood and just absolutely dismantled them. And now Messenger's going to get up under his own power and walk his way to the sideline. Looks like he might have banged up that right arm a little bit.
I can't wait to get back to Valley View. I mean, they have so many explosive offensive weapons. It's going to be a fun one next week. And I think it's going to be a battle of the gunslingers between the 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, and you really never know where it's going to come from Valley View, like you said, because they have so many good players. So it's going to be a fun one to watch.
And we know, I heard this from one of the Valley View kids after last week's game. They want to win. Every win they get Monday, they get donuts from Bill's. The coach goes out and buys them. So, I mean, that's worth the win in itself.
Another strong carry from Baker, but he's going to be escorted right back behind the line by a large number of Panthers.
And yet he still gained about 4 on the play.
Nathan Flynn was the first Panther there.
And then in 2 weeks after that, we're going to see these Fairmont Firebirds take on the Miamisburg Vikings down at Holland Field.
Are we going to take an over-under for how many yards Drew is going to have when we see him next?
I'll get back to you. We'll post that on Twitter later.
That sounds good,
But
Jared.
no, I mean, it's so hard to, I mean, I would say over-under on the carries might be easier.
That's for sure. And, you know, that was another just really good carry. That one was 4 yards, and right now this Fairmont offense are just getting into a rhythm. You know, earlier in the game, they had a lot of 1-2 yard runs. Now they're wearing on the Panthers. They're seeing 4 or 5 almost every single play. They're able to move the ball slowly, but they're able to move the ball down the field quite effectively right now.
And we just went under 9 minutes. And Baker will be close to a first down, and I think he's got it.
And that is for sure, as it looked to be about a 4-yard pickup. Coy in on the stop yet again. We've called his name quite a lot tonight. But plenty to pick up the first down, as it was a 3rd and 2.
All right, now we just see number 8, So Poe, comes back onto the field. We've seen a lot of bake on this drive. Now it's time to see some shake.
And Jared, talk about the shake, averaging nearly 11 yards a carry. Such an explosive guy, and when they're able to get him out on the edge.
As Baker gets a carry, bounces off 2 defenders, and the lineman pushes him forward for about another yard after that.
And Nathan Coy with the shoestring tackle that maybe saves a touchdown on the play.
The officials stop play, as it looks like number 4 is going to have to be told to go off the field.
Jacob White. As a senior linebacker.
And we were talking at halftime about how full the Fairmont side here on the visitor side has gotten. I think if there was any more room, I think Fairmont would have filled it even more, as Baker gets a carry, and he will have enough for another Firebirds first down.
And we talked to the Firebird cheerleader, or cheer section, like student section leader, like before the game. And he said it's about a 30-minute drive, but man, the Firebirds definitely showed up in force tonight.
I think at 4-0 on the year, you have to show up if you're a student.
And I mean, there's hardly a seat on this side of the stadium, Jared.
You're going to see here, Hillen's going to go under center at the, looks like about the 14-yard line. Hillen going to hand it off to Baker. Baker dances around, finds a hole, and dives through inside the 10.
And Coy kind of gives Baker a shove at the end.
And officials are going to call for a time, and they're going to send another one off. You hear the Fairmont fan base is not happy about that. And, okay, I was about to say the officials, they stopped the clock, so they have to reset the play clock, and they do here.
Not sure what happened on that play, but Nathan Coy is now out of the game.
At least for this play. And if you're Fairmont, I'd run right at his replacement with Baker.
I would kind of expect a run to the edge, maybe see if So-So Poe can find some room out there, as he's their fastest player.
Poe goes in motion. Baker gets the carry up the middle. Baker inside the 5, pushed down and tripped up at about the 1.
He lowers his shoulder to give Zach Wells a big hello at about the 2-yard line.
And I think that was the replacement. As you see, Wells comes off and McCoy comes back on for the Panthers. You see here in the Kettering Health replay, Poe goes in motion, draws to the defender, and Baker lowers the shoulder and gets right to about the 2. And now here, this is going to be, we talk about the battle of the trenches. Which line is going to get the bigger push?
The strong eye that averages, with the offensive line that averages nearly 275 yards per
Hillen
lineman.
Hands off to Baker. Baker dives in for a Firebirds touchdown.
And there was a huge hole right there on that one, Jared, as half of the Firebird offensive line, the entire left side, ended up in the end zone.
And Fairmont takes the lead late here with 6 minutes left on the clock. They're leading 13-7 with the extra point attempt coming from Will Holt. And like Coach Wilhite said for Springboro, we've got to take advantages of our opportunities when we have them against a very skillful and disciplined offense like the Firebirds. And they're going to have to put that to work here. They're going to have to try to go down the field in 6 minutes and score.
And Jared,
Holt's extra point is up and good.
As Coy almost got to that
and
one
there's a
again.
flag. Late flag comes in after the extra point.
As we will have to see what it was to see the touchdown run by Baker right up the middle.
And he just followed Porter, Bowling. They brought in Malachi Bowling in as an extra tonnage. And now let's see what the flag was. If anything, it has to be, something had to have been said.
Personal foul. Offense, number 65.
That's Cooper Davis.
And the home crowd, or the away crowd's not happy about that.
That can be a potentially huge play.
That's going to move Fairmont kicking off at the 40. They're going to go back to the, it's going to be 15 yards back, so that's going to go back to the 30, 25.
And that one's going to almost assure us that
decent starting field position
right.
for Springboro.
Holt, I mean, if Holt can
I guess Holt has to get a hold of this one.
From there. That'd be amazing. Touch it back from the 25. Get this kid a scholarship.
You know how we talked about Miller and his gambling before the half? This is one of those times where, I mean, it's in the back of my head. Miller at least lines up for an onside kick in his first couple years after they scored. And with the penalty here, you would think Springboro would not be expecting that.
But that's a huge gamble, Jared.
It's a huge gamble, but I think he can trust his defense.
Inside the 30. We shall see.
I don't know. You see, number 1, Cameron Payne just comes up and whispers something in Will Holt's ear. We saw in the Trotwell game they didn't do that fake kick, and he just ran and kicked it right off a lineman.
He's able to get it bounced back to himself.
Oh. Now hold your breath on that one, like, oh. And now you see here Springboro spreads out a little bit. Fairmont spreads out a little bit more on each side, too. And Holt boots this one. Takes a Firebird bounce at about the 30. And is that Leach with a return?
And he's going to be out across the 50. He's going to be pulled down at about the 46-yard line of the Firebirds. Malachi Bowling, it looked like, was the guy who got the stop.
I don't know if that was Leach. I think that was actually number 20, maybe, for the Panthers.
Excuse me, that was Aiden Penix there on the stop.
Maybe that was 35 with the return here for the
Nathan Flynn.
Yeah, right there, 35.
Far and away his biggest play of the day. So now the Firebirds will start their defensive stand at the 40, at their own 46. 5 minutes and 50 seconds.
Feldman throws it quick to the outside.
I believe that's Zier.
And Zier will haul it in for about a gain of 7 on the play.
That's a quick start. As there's plenty of time, but you got to wonder how much time they're going to try and use here.
I think if you're the Panthers, you've got to score quickly. You don't care how much time you leave the Firebirds. You see Springboro Feldman looking back over at Wilhite on the sideline, and
they do not look like
they do not look in sync either. I mean, you see the confusion it looks like on the sideline. Feldman hands off to Russo, and Russo hitting a backfield by, I believe that was Gusweiler, maybe number 49. I didn't see a 49, so not 49, 54 maybe. Gabe, oh my. Gabe Duplechain. Why'd you give me the roster when I had to say his name? Like, so I get the one that's credited for the mispronunciation?
Yes, sir.
So it'll be third and about 2. And you hear this Fairmont crowd trying to pump their defense up and force a stop here for the Panthers.
3rd and 1.
Zier goes in motion. Feldman hands off to Russo. Russo will have enough for the first down. And it's going to be dragged down inside the 30, down to about the 29.
Aiden Penix was able to get the stop, but that could have been a really big play there for the Panthers. There was great blocking by their offensive line, and Russo was able to just stay behind him, was very patient there on the run.
Only gained about 6 on the play, but that was definitely the best blocking that this offensive line has done upfield for Russo tonight. Russo gets the handoff from Feldman.
That
Russo
one is actually Anthony Flynn.
Oh, sorry, Flynn. And he was tackled there by Tyler Adkins of the Firebirds. Went low on his legs to get it. It's going to be 2nd and about 8. 2nd and 7.
3 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the 4th quarter.
And Springboro looks content with driving this clock down.
Leach is lined up one-on-one on the bottom of your screen.
Fairmont, Gusweiler gets through the line. Feldman throws it middle of the field. It is hauled in. Tackle on the play.
What a huge catch there.
Zier.
And that is Luke Zier. And looks like there might be a little bit of extracurricular there.
Tackled on the play by number 6, Zach Hutchinson, for the Firebirds.
Hutchinson did not want to let Zier up on the play. Zier has been big in this game, as I believe that's his 4th catch.
At least. So I don't like sitting over here on the away side. You don't get the stat sheet in between quarters. But first down and almost goal to go here for the Panthers. A ball on the ground. Feldman dives on it back at the 25.
But that is a huge loss there on the play. That is going to back them up. We will have to wait and see what the scoreboard says. It's going to be second and 21.
Ooh, that's a big,
huge mistake with only 2.5 minutes left.
And you see the Fairmont sideline is trying to pump this crowd up.
It's the loudest it's been all night long, Jared.
Feldman back to pass, throws it middle of the field, and it is incomplete.
That was Maxim Butler, and he hit him in the hands. It was a little
definitely low.
I'm gonna pull that comment back, as we see on the MVCC or Game of the Week replay. That one is just low.
Yeah, too low for Butler.
He finds the right guys. He was open on the slant, but not enough composure by Feldman on the play, and they're not able to complete the pass.
Well,
now,
Feldman was hurried. He definitely had to get rid of that one in a quick, because Gusweiler broke through again, his 3rd straight time getting through on the defensive side of the ball.
Now 3rd and 21, 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Ball on the 25.
Feldman back to pass, throws it out to Leach on the sideline. Blockers out in front. Leach.
And Leach is going to have a lane, and Leach is going to dive into the end zone. What a play by the Panthers. Leach has had a ton of catches tonight, and none bigger than that one right there. They had a dozen, maybe more, bubble screens to Leach, and he's been so effective tonight, picking up 8, 9, maybe 10 yards. We look at the replay. There's a huge block there by one of his other wide receivers, and he's going to carry number 15, Grayson Holbrook, into the end zone. Huge play for the Panthers. Game-changing momentum right now.
And Springboro calls a timeout as the play clock was down to 2. 2:11 left here in the ball game.
We are not.
If you're Springboro, you can't think about going for 2 here.
Put up or shut up, Jared.
I don't know. With 16 teams qualifying for the playoffs, I think you take your chances and go into overtime.
You know, I would agree, but that's why I don't wear the headset.
I don't think anybody's taken a headset away from Wilhite. He's been here for 16, 17 seasons now, so I think he's found his spot.
Like you said, 16 seasons here. He's got a lot of experience under his belt.
Just got his 100th win last year against Miamisburg.
And now the entire Firebirds sideline comes to their feet, as they know this is the biggest play of the game, and they are going to go for 2, Jared. Feldman lined up, 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Russo in the backfield lined up beside him.
I think maybe Springboro looks like they're going to try to get him to jump off, and Springboro takes another timeout. That leaves them with 1 left in the game. If you're going to try to get the Firebirds to jump off, you think you would actually set something up and try to run a play?
Yeah, and it really didn't even look like they sat at the line that long to, try and bait them.
Still at least 17 on the play clock.
So curious move there by Wilhite. We're definitely not short on drama tonight, Jared. This has been by far the best game of the season.
I mean, granted, we had questions coming into this game. I mean, we saw what the rushing attack from Upper Arlington did against this Springboro line, and Fairmont, one of the top rushing attacks in the area. You didn't know what they were going to be able to do, but this Springboro defensive squad has definitely made the adjustments, and it still looks like the Panthers are going to go for it here, go for 2, and go for the lead.
And Jared, we have Zier lined up to the right, a long with, it looks like there's Leach.
Feldman
Fakes the
back to pass,
handoff.
and it is complete to Zier.
And that is going to give the Panthers the lead, 15-14, 2:11 on the clock. And this is a nightmare for the Firebirds. Not expecting this at all. And the gutsy call by Will Height.
So Springboro will take the 1-point lead, 15-14, but still 2:11 left here. And Fairmont has all 3 timeouts.
This is plenty of time, Jared, but there's...
Especially to get into a chip shot range for Holt.
And that would be one heck of a way for that kid to walk off this game.
So Fairmont is going to send, it looks like number 14, Dylan Krieger, and number 21, Brunel Rutzeria. Hope I pronounced that right.
Along with Baker back there.
Oh, Baker is actually going to go back to the far line instead of being up front like he had been.
Engineers a long drive for the Panthers. It goes through the Ullering Real Estate Red Zone.
As Williams is set to kick here.
Springboro agent Laura Ullering.
Williams gets a hold of this one, gets a high in the air. Fielded at about the 10.
It's Baker.
Big hole to the Baker for the outside, and he's tripped up at the 15.
2 minutes and 5 seconds.
Coy with the tackle there for the Panthers. So we're going to see if Fairmont can execute on a 2-minute offense here at the own the own 26.
First and 10 Firebirds now from their own 17-yard line.
Oh, he only got to the 17. The official marked it off up at the 26, so they're going to start back further than what we thought.
And Jared, all 11 Panthers are within 10 yards of the line of
So
scrimmage.
Poe gets an end-around carry on the outside.
And
Poe
room.
has the edge, and he's knocked out of bounds just outside the 30.
And Poe, another explosive play. He's been doing this all season long, Jared.
The first time tonight the Firebirds have went with that inside reversal. And now the officials are going to stop the clock. Poe was pushed out of bounds. The clock should be going on the officials' count, not on theirs, the running clock.
That's probably going to save the Firebirds.
About at least 10 seconds ran off. 1:41 left for now. Because even if he wasn't pushed out of bounds, the clock stops until the ball is set on first down.
Result of the play was a first down. Please put 155 on the clock.
They're going to put it all the way back up to 155.
14 seconds for the Firebirds.
And the ball will not be snapped until on the official signal.
The clock has started. 1:50 left.
Fairmont got to get downfield in a hurry. Hillen back to pass, pitches it out to Baker. Baker looks to get the sideline tackled inbounds.
He was not able to make it the edge, Jared.
And Fairmont has got to
That's
go
a
quickly
huge
here.
Stop by Nathan Coy. Look at the Kettering Health replay, the stretch play. Coy's just able to get out there. So Poe was not able to get nearly good enough of a block to slow him
Hillen
down.
pitches it out to Baker. Baker looks to throw it. Baker gets out of bounds. It's going to be third down and about 6 on the play.
And this right here is going to be the biggest play of the game, Jared.
And there's going to be an official stoppage.
There's a timeout on the field. Appears to be an injured player.
It's an injured Panther down. They're going to take time for this looks like cramp, but, I mean, if you're Fairmont, you've got to use this as a huddle play here, and they're going to huddle up. It's going to be 3rd and about 7.
As Nathan Flynn with the injury. He's been huge tonight. On both sides of the field for the Panthers.
Flynn gets up and is going to walk off under his own power. And if you're the Firebirds, you've got to be up here and get ready on the ball so you do not lose any more time. 1:23 left and counting. Fairmont still has all 3 timeouts, but 3rd and long here for the Firebirds.
Please put 40 seconds on the play clock.
They're going to put it all the way back up to 40 seconds? Oh, he said the play clock. Never mind. I was about to say.
3rd down and 7 now for the Firebirds. Ball resting at their own 31-yard line.
3rd and 7. And you remember that play that Fairmont ran right before the half. That quick out pass.
Ladder.
Baker going to go back. Baker's going to throw it back to Hillen. Hillen's going to have it blocking down the sideline. He's going to get across midfield and get pushed out of bounds at the 45.
And Jared, the trickery from the Firebirds in this game. At the end of the first half, we see the hook and ladder that went back to Hillen
and
for
now
a
you see
huge
a
30-yard play. And that, we see Baker take the ball to the other side.
And they're going to call a holding on the Firebirds. And this Firebird crowd is not happy with that call. I did not see I didn't see a flag come out, and I didn't see holding on the play.
That is what you call a late call, Jared. And that's a rough one for the Firebirds to swallow.
Ball is resting at the Firebirds 37-yard line.
Okay, so it still gives them it'll be 2nd down now.
3rd and 1.
3rd and down. Okay, the dial is down slow. Hillen pitches it out to Poe. Poe blown up in the backfield. And Fairmont.
Nathan Coy, who other, Jared, making big play after big play tonight. Look at the MVCC Kettering Health replay. He trips him up in the backfield, and as fast and as effective as Soso Poe has been tonight and all season long, Nathan Coy's just been better.
It's going to be 4th and 7 coming out of the Firebirds timeout.
And if the Panthers are able to hang on to this game, I think Nathan Coy's got to be the player of the game. He's got at least a dozen tackles tonight. We've said his name so many times.
Same as Mason Leach, and he had the go-ahead touchdown.
Oh, that's true.
On the field, a minute 4 to go.
I don't know, Jared. It's going to be a tough decision.
By a point. And the Firebirds have the ball.
I don't know. I mean, 4th and 7 here for the Firebirds. You know that a pass is coming. The only thing that Fairmont has working for them is after that last play is you don't know who's going to throw the pass now. And here you see Porter's in the backfield. He's thrown 4 passes this year. Baker just threw 1 earlier. Hillen is the main quarterback that's thrown 8 on the year.
And Careflight Field is on fire right now, Jared. Both sides are getting extremely loud.
Hillen looking to the sideline. Looks like some confusion. And Fairmont's going to have to take another timeout.
And in the crucial moments, you cannot afford miscommunications.
A minute 4 left here in the game. And Fairmont only 1 timeout left. So definitely, if they pick up the 1st down, they're going to have to work the sideline.
Yeah, and it's, you know, Jared, I don't know what to expect right now from the Firebirds. We don't see them in these situations very often, and we haven't seen them in this situation at all this year.
Fourth and 7, and an undefeated record on the line here for the Firebirds. Chance to go to 5-0 or drop to 4-1. And next week the Firebirds play G-Walk rival Springfield in their homecoming game. Next Friday, Springboro will play at Centerville next week. So both these teams are going into tough games next week, but still 1:04 left here in this one to decide it. Hillen under center. Hillen going to go back to pass. Hillen takes a 3-step drop. He's going to roll to the right. Hillen flips it, and it is hauled in for a first down.
What a play. He was running to his
That's
left.
just a flick. He didn't even throw it.
I've never seen anything like that. There's 55 seconds. The clock is stopped. Now it's back started.
And Hillen spikes it.
What a beautiful play.
Look here
at the
at the
Kettering Health
replay.
replay.
Hillen does, I mean,
there's nothing for him to do. There's nowhere for him to go. The defense is closing in.
He's just,
and
he
that's
lobs.
just instinct.
That's lobbing it. I didn't even see who caught that. I believe that was Porter.
I think it was So Poe there. That he's just. And when we think,
and of course, my watch tells me I have a high heart rate, and it's because games like this. Fairmont 2nd and 10, 51 seconds left. Hillen under center. Hillen going to go back to pass. He's going to throw it to the far side. Going to roll for it and will get out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and about. I didn't see where the down is. It'll be 3rd and about 3.
That's a really good run there by Hillen. He's able to get outside the pocket quickly. It's going to end up being 3rd and 4. But he gets outside the pocket quickly, and he's able to get out of bounds after picking up a nice little chunk of yardage.
3rd and 4 here. 45 seconds left. Porter off late here for the Firebirds. Play clock down to 16 seconds. And you hear this Fairmont off or defense. Baker's going to roll to the right, throws it downfield. It's tipped, and it's intercepted.
And that is probably going to do it, Jared, as the Firebirds' undefeated season is going to come to an end. I believe that was Jacob White, number 4, on the interception. Called his name a lot tonight, Jared, and he's just been making huge play after huge play.
Leach with the interception. So that seals it. Mason Leach won the game and finished the game for the Firebirds, or for the Panthers.
And you know that I just really don't like the play call right there.
It's a fine play call. I mean, Baker had, it looked like, I'm going to say Krieger maybe, or maybe it actually might have been, I don't know. I didn't see it, but, I mean, the ball was tipped by one of the linebackers, and that's why it was intercepted. If not Baker, he had a perfect target. I mean, that was a tip for Springboro, and, I mean, Springboro is going to shock the Firebirds and end the winning streak for the Firebirds. They're going to drop to 4-1. Springboro is going to go to 3-1 on the year.
And we heard Coach Miller talk before the game about how tough this was going to be. He said he was kind of worried about this one. This is a very good team. And he kind of showed why tonight as the final seconds are going to tick off here, Jared.
Springboro is going to shock the Firebirds, win it 15-14. Your player of the game is going to be number 2, Mason Leach for the Springboro Panthers, as they win it on homecoming night here in Springboro. Fairmont is going to walk off the field with their first loss in the column tonight, and they're definitely going to have some work next week against the Springfield Wildcats. And now Springboro, they're going to go and play at Centerville, and Centerville just knocked off Northmont 38-0, so that one is going to be an interesting matchup next week. Again, we'll be down in Germantown, as it's going to be the Brookville Blue Devils against the Valley View Spartans next week for week 6 of our MVCC Game of the Week. Signing off for the rest of the Miami Valley Communications crew, the kids from Fairmont High School, Jared Bergstrom and Andy Horton, and we'll see you next week down in Germantown.
Ball in camera 1.
Quick slant out. And another incomplete pass intended there to number 2, Jake Kenner.
Yeah. If you're the Eagles, you have to get up on this defensive play and force the quarterback to make an error.
Excellent. You got the ball in. Nicely done. 3-3. Go to 3.
By Bell. Bell breaks 2 tackles.
It's all you 3.
Bell's
Nicely
out.
done.
Oh,
He should have stayed
there.
there. Keep balling them back 3.